This day, he said, beside me, he said to Yeshua, I know not any. Right? So now that being the case, he's trying to say that Messiah is a perfect representation in the flesh of the Father. That's why Messiah is our great example of what the Father wants us to do. How he wants us to perform his commandments is illustrated in the life of Messiah. That's all he's saying right here. Praise the Most High, Yah. Verse 10. And ye are complete in him, which is the head of all principality and power. Why? Again, I like breaking this down because this spells all kind of. I love the Most High when he break up the brainwashing. Praise the Most High. Notice again. Complete in Messiah. Why? Because Messiah is a full representation of Father. That doesn't mean you're ignoring the Father. What it says is when you come to Messiah, you are complete because the Father's given him that authority. The Messiah said, all power has been given me in heaven and in earth. That's what he said. All power given. That means it wasn't his originally, but it was given from the Father, which is the true head of all things. And Messiah said, my Father is greater than I. I don't do anything of myself. Whatever my Father does, that's what I do. Okay? So Messiah has been given this earth. That's why he can come back as King of Kings, because Father has said, I'm telling you what, I'm going to give you that planet as your kingdom. I'm going to give you the planet as your kingdom. Asatan has it now. We're going to destroy that Negro and we're going to take the kingdom from him and you're going to take it. And I'm going to make it for you. That's why I say, I'm going to make you King of Kings and Lord of Lords. I'm giving you that power. You're completing him. He is the head of all principality and power. Everybody going to stand before the judgment seat of Messiah. Let's continue. In whom, that is in Messiah, also ye are circumcised with the circumcision made without hands, in putting off the body of the sins of the flesh by the circumcision of Messiah. That's why he said, you Gentiles, you ain't got to be circumcised. You not of the seed of the bloodline, but you don't have to be cut off, but you ain't got to be circumcised either, because it's only the bloodline of Abraham that needs to be circumcised. But your heart needs to be circumcised. You need to be born again because you're going to keep the commandments. You're going to keep the commandments. And you're going to be just like the rest of the Israelites in the kingdom. Right? You're going to be just like the rest. You're going to be saved through the same Messiah. You complete in him. Right? In whom you have the heart-based circumcision. He says, circumcise your hearts and not your garments. He said, circumcise your heart, not your flesh. That's the most important circumcision. Buried with him in baptism, wherein also ye are risen with him through the faith of the operation of Yahweh, that is the Father, who hath raised him from the dead. Father raised him from the dead. And you have faith of Messiah. That is his perfect righteousness. And you, being dead in your sins and uncircumcision of your flesh, that means you were a lost Gentile, he hath quickened. He brought you to life. Together with him, having forgiven you all trespasses. Blotting out the handwriting of ordinances that was against us. Now you know what those are. All the man-made laws, traditions, and ordinances that the Pharisees and the Sadducees and all the UCs added to the Most High's law, right? Blotting out the handwriting of ordinances that was against us, which was contrary to us, and took it out of the way, nailing it to his cross. So what did he nail to the cross? Man-made ordinances. He made this thing pure again. Messiah took away all the garbage, cleaned out the house, and made it pure. So now you have just the Father's righteousness teaching you his law. You don't need me to say to you, I need you to keep your skirt 2 inches above your ankles. Otherwise, you're not doing right. I don't need you. You don't need me to tell you that. You need the Father's Spirit to say, keep yourself modest. And you start to understand by his Spirit what that means. Keep yourself modest. I don't want you dressing like, just like any old Gentile. Okay? I need you to be one of my children. I need you to be a virtuous woman. Right? Testing 1, 2, 3. Look. So now, and having spoiled principalities and powers, that is man-made laws, rules, conferences, whatever, he made a show of them openly, triumphing over them in it. That's right. They put him to death and he rose from the dead. That's what he did. Right? They put him to death. He rose from the dead. They could not keep him in the grave. Praise the Most High. Let no man therefore judge you. There you go. In meat or in drink, or respect of an holy day, or of new moon, or of the Sabbath days, which are a shadow of things to come. A shadow of things to come. So all of these things are going to come in the future. In the kingdom, we're going to keep these Sabbaths and new moons. And we can't keep feast days here in our enemy's land. Can't do it. But you're going to keep it in the kingdom. Praise the Most High, Yah. Right? Which are a shadow of things to come, but the body is of Messiah. Let no man beguile you of your reward in voluntary humility, in worshiping of angels, intruding into those things which ye have seen vainly puffed up by his fleshly mind, and not holding the head, from which all the body by joints and bands having nourishment ministered and knit together increases with the increase of Yahweh. Wherefore, if ye be dead with Messiah from the rudiments of the world, why, as though living in the world, are ye subject to ordinances? Taste not, touch not, taste not, handle not. Which are, watch this, verse 22 now. Watch verse 22 very carefully. Which all are to perish with the using after the commandments and doctrines of men. Oh, wait. So we started off this narrative talking about philosophy, vain deceit, traditions of men, and we finish off the narrative talking about commandments and doctrines of men. And we've already read where the Most High told his chosen people, don't add to my word, don't diminish aught from it, that you can keep my word. See how it all flows together? Don't add to my word, don't take from it. So the ordinances that he's talking about have nothing to do with Moses' law. It has to do with man trying to add or diminish. Like this. Here's an example. Sabbath's done away with. Let's keep Sunday. Wait a minute. Did the scriptures actually say that? Did the scriptures say let's keep Sunday and leave the Sabbath? Or is that man-made? That's man-made. Father taught us through Moses. He said, listen, I'm going to give you a list of animals that you can eat. And I'm going to show you how to eat them. In other words, I don't want you eating any blood of these animals. And so you can eat a cattle, you can eat a lamb, you can eat a goat, but don't eat the blood. You can eat all clean birds. I'm going to list the birds that you shouldn't eat. But I want you to stay away especially from this swine. I want you to stay away from the swine because he's unclean unto you. Now, man say, well, all foods are clean now. Christ died, Jesus died on the cross. So all our foods are, we can eat anything now. All foods are clean. Right? So wait, so now they have a religion that's their business. But if we Hebrew, the Most High didn't change his word. He never changed. That's not scripture. That's man-made philosophy and vain deceit. Man-made philosophy and vain deceit. Testing, right? That's what it is, right? Wait a minute. Let's go one more that they like to use. Let me smack this other one down. There's lots of them, but let me smack this while we at it, right? Let's just smack this other one down. What's this one there? 1 Timothy. This is another one here. 1 Timothy chapter 4. Watch this one. There's another one. Y'all can. Oh, man. 1 Timothy chapter 4. Here we go. I'm going to read at verse 1. We getting ready to get into Ezekiel right now. Okay? Now, believe me. We getting ready to get into Ezekiel right now. But this is all leading up to it. 1 Timothy chapter 4, from verse 1 to verse 4. And verse 5, from verse 1 to 5. Oh, goodness. Watch this now. You guys have heard this one too, I'm sure. Now, the Spirit speaketh expressly, that in the latter times some shall depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils, speaking lies in hypocrisy. There's that word. Having their conscience seared with a hot iron, forbidding to marry, and commanding to abstain from meats which Yahweh hath created to be received with thanksgiving of them which believe and know the truth. For every creature of Yahweh is good, and nothing to be refused if it be received with thanksgiving, for it is sanctified by the word of Yahweh and prayer. Every creature of Yahweh is good, and nothing to be received. So we can eat all the pork we want. See, because he says it's a creature of Yahweh. That goes against the commandments. First of all, let's just break this down. Is there a religion out there that forbids their leadership from getting married, right? And tells them to abstain from certain foods on certain days? Is there a religion out there like that? Is there a religion out there like that? Oh, yes. It's the Catholic Church. Oh, yes. There you go. And when it says every creature of Yahweh, when you look up that word, even in the Greek now, brothers and sisters, or when it says meats, it says meats that are biblically clean. That's what it's talking about. So it's the creature of Yah that is good is the one he's already told you is good. And how do you know that? Verse 5, sanctified by the word of Yahweh and prayer. What was sanctified by his word? Deuteronomy chapter 14. That's what's sanctified by his word. Testing. That's his word right there. And he said, these have been sanctified or set apart for you to eat. It tells you right in the scripture. But when you get brainwashed by Christianity, they tell you, see, all the creatures are good. You want to eat a snake? Go eat it. You want to eat a rat? Go eat it. You want to eat a rabbit? Go eat it. Possum? That's for you. All the creatures are good. No. Just the ones that are sanctified by his word. And when he speaks his word, he's talking Old Testament. Whenever the Bible talks about the word of Yah in the New Testament, he's talking Old Testament. And so in the words that the creatures that's been sanctified, that's Deuteronomy chapter 14, isn't it? That's Deuteronomy 14, which says, don't eat no swine. You can eat all the fins and scale fish you want to. That's for you. You can eat all the clean birds, but don't eat no vultures. Don't eat no kite. Don't eat no hawk. Those are not clean. But clean birds you can eat, like turkey and chicken, right? But don't eat that swine. Don't eat camels. Don't eat these things. Not clean. Not sanctified. See? People are going to do what they want to do, but we're just trying to bring forth the truth, right? And let me tell you something. The truth has power. Lies don't have power like the truth has power. And so that's why we don't have to argue with people. You just say, listen, once I break it down like this, if they don't want to believe, I say, hey, you know what? That's your choice, man. Do what you want to do. Do what you want to do. That's all I said. Listen, the will of the Most High be done. I can't do nothing for you. I just explain. And we explain by our conscience. We're not following what we just want to make up. We following what our conscience is telling us is the truth, right? We're not just making stuff up. This is what our conscience, and we read this last week. Second Corinthians chapter 4, 2 Corinthians chapter 4, 2 Corinthians 4, verses 1 to 3. Notice it says, therefore, seeing we have this ministry, as we have received mercy, we faint not, but have renounced the hidden things of dishonesty. We're trying to be honest with the scriptures and honest with ourselves, right? Not walking in craftiness and handling of the word of Yahweh deceitfully, by manifestation of the truth, commending ourselves to every man's conscience in the sight of Yahweh. But if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost. See, brothers and sisters, we know we got to answer to the Creator. We're not trying to get your money. I don't care about your silver and gold. You could keep it. All right? All I'm trying to do is bring the truth as the Most High Spirit has convicted me to do. All you're trying to do is follow it as he's convicting you to do. Spirit bear witness with spirit as to whether it's true or not. So if somebody wants to reject it, hey, you are free to do that. Of course, you're going to have to answer to the Creator later on, but that's your business. That's your business. Got nothing to do with me. I done did what I had to do. I told you the truth. I'm going to pray for you. You can say that. And let me tell you, you don't have to pray for everybody. You don't. Messiah didn't pray for everybody. But whoever you're convicted to pray for, you pray for. There's some people you don't need to, if somebody just is really intent on doing evil and they have no intention of changing and they trying to play a role on you. Oh, please feel sorry for me. And they know they're getting ready to do evil. They know they ain't trying to do the right thing. You ain't got to waste your time praying for them people. You want to go do the wrong thing? Go ahead. That's your business. You see what I'm saying, brothers and sisters? You don't have to pray for everybody. Besides, I said, I don't pray for the world. I pray for those you gave me out of the world. Now, if your conscience is convicted, I need to pray for this person. Okay, go ahead, do that. Or for somebody you really care about and you're like, you know what? Man, I don't want to see my cousin or my aunt or my uncle or my father, my mother, my brother, my sister, or my people I grew up with. I don't want to see them lost. Let me pray for them. Yeah, go ahead, do that. Go ahead. You hear what I'm saying? Testing 1, 2, 3. All right, so now, Ezekiel, just bring us to Ezekiel chapter 46. You guys are going to want to know, why does this got to do with Ezekiel 46? That's right. Or when Yah tells you to stop, there you go. When Yah says, you know what? You've done all you can. It's time for you to move on. you got to move on. Some people have trouble with that moving on part, right? Really do. And that's why we really need the spirit of righteousness from the Father. Because all of us, the devil know how to catch us at this one thing where we won't just let it go. Let it go and move on. Sometimes you got to let it go and move on. People don't want to let it go. Let it go. You'll find freedom in letting it go. But that's where the Father's Spirit comes in. It will help you let go what you need to let go of. Because some of us holding on to stuff that's dragging down our spirit, right? We know what it is. I don't know what it is. I only know what it might be with me, but I don't know what it is with you. But you know, right? There's something you hanging on to from 30 years ago, 40 years ago, 50 years ago that's dragging down your spirit. Maybe a bad relationship you had. Maybe some situation you was in. You got to let it go. You got to let it go and move forward. You want to move forward? Drop the weight, right? Drop the weight and move forward. Drop the weight, move forward. You'll find it much lighter that way. Drop the weight, move forward. Be thankful. The Most High has given you eternal life in His spirit of righteousness. Be thankful. He has given you a new life. You are preparing for the kingdom. Don't worry about this stuff behind you, man. It's not going to be with you in the kingdom. You're not taking your burdens in the kingdom with you. You know that. You're not taking your burdens in the kingdom with you. No, you're not doing that. Leave them behind where they were and keep going forward. Go forward. The Father wants you to get ready because He's trying to have what we're getting ready to read today. He's getting ready to have you eat of a tree of life. And He wants you to eat of that tree. He don't want you to eat that tree of burdens on you. My Messiah said, take His yoke. Take His yoke. That means take His Father's righteousness. Take that righteousness on you and you're going to be free. And everything will be light and it won't matter. I used to have a karate instructor. Love that man. This is a long time ago, though. Different life, actually. But he used to have a saying. And it's really true, though. He used to say, it's mind over matter. If you don't mind, then it don't matter. And that was true now. That was the truth, right? It's mind over matter. If you don't mind, then it don't matter. And if you don't mind letting it go, then it don't matter, does it? Right? If you don't mind letting it go, then it don't matter no more. Mind over matter. If you don't mind, then it don't matter. Praise the Most High. Let's continue. Ezekiel chapter 46. Ezekiel 46, where we at? Okay, Ezekiel 46. Let's read from verse 1. Let's see. Down to verse 3, Ezekiel 46, 1, 2, and 3. Notice what it says. Thus saith the Most High Yahweh, the gate of the inner court that looketh toward the east shall be shut the 6 working days. But on the Sabbath it shall be opened, and in the day of the new moon it shall be opened. And the prince shall enter by the way of the porch of that gate which without, and shall stand by the post of the gate. And the priest shall prepare his burnt offering and his peace offerings, and he shall worship at the threshold of the gate. Then he shall go forth, but the gate shall not be shut until the evening. Likewise, the people of the land shall worship at the door of this gate before Yahweh in the Sabbaths and in the new moons. Now, I want you to notice they made a difference between the Sabbaths and the new moons. Did you see that? There's a difference between the Sabbaths and the new moons. The new moon is the beginning of a month. The Sabbath is every 7th day. There are some people out here teaching that the new moon is the beginning of the month and the beginning of a new week, and the Sabbath changes every month. That was taught by that was originated by a Caucasian man who called himself Messianic. Don't listen to that. That was created by a Caucasian man that called himself Messianic. That is a lie. Okay? Notice there's a difference made. The Sabbaths and in the new moon. If it was the same thing, he wouldn't have made a difference. Not the same thing. And here's another thing in case you're wondering. Why don't we keep the new moons now? Why aren't we keeping the new moons now? I'm going to let one of y'all answer. Give me the answer. Y'all should know. Why are we not keeping the new moons right now? Why we can't do it? Isha, praise the Most High Yahweh. That's right. You sisters got it. You sisters talking the truth now. Praise the Most High. That's exactly right. You can't keep new moons when you in your enemy's land. Your enemy going to look at you. What you going to do? Ask you, boss, can I have off tomorrow? Why? Because it's the new moon. No, you can't do that. See, when you in the promised land, ain't no boss for you to say, I need the new moon off. You taking off. Everybody taking off. Right? Ain't no boss to answer and say, I need the new moon off. Huh? Ain't none of that. Everybody taking off. The whole earth taking off on the new moon. In the kingdom, the whole earth taking off. Ain't nobody working. Okay? So the new moon, which is the now representation, you'll see it like in our sky. Now the people, the heathen, look at the new moon. They call the new moon when it's black and there's no moon. They call that the new moon. That's actually the end of the old moon. The new moon is when you see the first sliver of light on the right side of the sun. Did you hear what I said? The first sliver of light you see on the right side of the sun, there's your new moon right there. That's your new moon. So why? Because it's new and you see in the moon, right? I mean, pretty obvious, right? It's new, you see in the moon. There it is. And it moves. The light that's on the moon, if you pay attention, it moves from right to left. So it starts off, you have this little sliver of light on the right side of the moon. There's your new moon. It's right there. And then the light starts to move from right to left across the moon. It happens no matter where you are in the world. It moves from right to left. And then when it goes all the way over to the left and the whole moon is lit up, what do they call that? A full moon. That's the full moon right there. And what it is, that's a sign that's half the month. That's the midpoint. That's the 15th of the month. That's why you'll know when you're keeping the feast in the kingdom, because it's going to be a full moon. That's the 15th of the month, because the 14th day and the 15th day of the month we keep the day of a Passover, and then of course also the 15th day of the 7th month you keep the Feast of Tabernacles, or the Feast of Ingathering, full moon. And I'm telling y'all, when the Messiah returns, it's going to be a full moon, because he's coming on the Feast of Tabernacles. So it's going to be a full moon. It's going to be mid-month, right? And then at that point, once you see the full moon, then you start seeing darkness come across the moon. It starts from the right and it starts getting dark, and it goes from right to left all the way until all of a sudden you don't see the moon no more. It's completely black. That's the end of the month. You seeing that? Testing 1, 2, 3. Does that make sense? That's the end of the month, right? That's the end of the month. Now you're going to see that little sliver of light come back, and then all of a sudden there's the new moon again. It's light. See? So on the new moons, we're going to worship. And of course on the Sabbath, every 6 working days, we're going to worship. Okay, we're gonna worship. Don't get caught up in these philosophies of men where they come at you and they create really nice elaborate videos where they talking about, the Sabbath changes from month to month because of the new moon. That is a bunch of garbage. That is cow chips. And I'm putting it nicely. That is cow chips. Okay, that is cow chips. That is not the truth. Okay, that is not the truth. Okay, the Bible tells us every 7 days. 7 days, don't change. It's the Sabbath. Praise the Most High Yah. It's the Sabbath. Okay? There you go. Okay. Let's see. Let's continue. Now, we talked last night about how the priest led the nation in oppression and corruption. Right? The priests led the nation in oppression and corruption by taking, extorting money from the people and using their office of the priesthood instead of teaching the people to manipulate the people. And we also noticed how that is exactly what's going on today in the false religions of Christianity. It goes on not only that, but there are people calling themselves Hebrew Israelites that are doing the same thing. They are trying to fleece people from money. And I say the only way we can protect ourselves from that is make sure we don't deal with money. No man that's bringing a message that they got from the Creator for free should be charging you to hear it and demanding money of you to hear it. Okay? Because we're not trying to profit off what was given to us for free. Testing 1, 2, 3. The Father's Spirit was not bought by us. It's given to us as a gift in order for us to fulfill our duty in teaching His word. It is not given to us to profit. When somebody's trying to profit and claims to have the Spirit of the Father and they trying to make money off of it, you have right there a con man or con woman, as the case might be. Okay, that's right. He gave, and I want you, not only did the Messiah not handle the money, I want you to notice who handled the money for the disciples. Who handled the money? Who insisted on handling the money? It was the trader. The trader said, let me handle the money. And they let him handle it. And he was a thief. And he stole all the money. And people were support. There were women that was giving money from their husband's money to the Messiah. And they were giving it to him to sustain him. You never hear him asking about it. But the Bible tells you there were women. And they named some of the women that was giving him money. Okay? But Judas was taking that money. And Judas was spending it. He was living on his own, spending it. And the Bible said he was a thief, stealing it. It was important to him. Be careful when people press you on money and they try to stress the importance of money. Now, I'm not saying we don't need money. Obviously, this kingdom that we live in, the kingdom that we're now occupying, you need money, right? You need to work and earn money, right? But don't make it a focus of your life. And definitely in spiritual things, it should not come into conversation. When we're dealing with spirit, it should not come into conversation. Why? Because you don't get spirit by paying for it. Spirit is a gift. And this thing is about spirit. So I can't turn around and tell you, hey, listen, I need y'all to send me some money because I'm teaching the word and I earn my keep. I earn my money. I need y'all to pay. I'm conning you. I don't earn jack. It's an honor and a gift for me to teach the word of the Most High. And if the Most High wants me to get money, he will press upon the minds of the people to send me money. And that's happened to me before. There's been times when I've been broke, busted, could not be trusted. And there's been time when I was losing the house, didn't have no money, and I had one brother who knew. He knew that I was losing my house. He knew that I didn't have no money. And he said, you're not asking for any money. And you know what? People started sending money to me in my mailbox. I wasn't asking nobody, and people was giving it to me. People say, the Most High impressed me. Can't take this. And I wasn't telling them I was losing my house. And that money sustained me and my family for a couple of years. But I never said, I'm losing my house. I'm about to lose everything. Please give us money. I never said that. That would be against what the Most High has taught me to do. Okay? So I would never tell y'all. I could be out in the street. I really believe if the Most High want me to get money, he'll take care of me. I feel so blessed. I got 2 good arms, 2 good legs. I'm strong. I'm old now. I'm pushing 60, but I'm strong. Don't play with me. I'm strong. I might mess you up. Don't mess with me. I'm strong. I'm a strong Negro. I'm a field Negro. Don't mess with me now. My wife told me last night in Spanish, talking about, you viejito. I said, yeah, I'm viejito, but I'm fuerte, viejito. Strong. She said, see, you strong, but you old. I said, yeah, I'm old, but I'm strong, baby. You know I'm strong. Don't mess with me. And as long as I could go out and earn, I'm going to do it. When this kingdom tells me I got to stop buying and selling because I don't have the mark, okay, good then. It's all good. All good. I'm ready. Praise the Most High. But don't let nobody beguile you talking about you need money. And don't nobody beguile you talking about the Sabbath changes every month. Get out of here with that, man. Sabbath changes, no. It's every 7 days. Don't matter when the month is. Every 7 days is the Sabbath. Period. I don't care if it's the Gregorian calendar. I don't care if the Hebrew calendar. Don't matter what the calendar is. Because every true calendar, I don't care if it's the Mayan calendar, they got 7 days. Period. I don't care what calendar you find. It's going to be 7 days. It's going to be. That's why the Most High said through his prophet Daniel that the Catholic Church thinks to change times and laws. He thinks to do it. He can't change what was set in stone by the Most High. He can only think he do it. Praise the Most High, Yah. So the rest of this chapter goes into the ordinances of sacrifice that was going to take place in the second temple. Okay, the ordinances of sacrifice that would take place in the second temple. And that's why you'll see references to lambs, to goats. We talked about bullocks. We talked about people coming together in the solemn feast, right? And it talks about what gates should be open. And like here, it said they should go to the east gate and they should worship at that gate in the new moon and in the Sabbath. And then it goes on and tells you in terms of what animals should be worshipped, when they should go to the north gate, and so on and so forth. Okay? And it says you're supposed to boil the meat. It tells you in there. Boil the meat. Okay? In fact, let's just read that for this last part and then we'll take a break. Ezekiel chapter 46, because we're going to do 47 next. And boy, that's a powerful chapter. But let's go from chapter 46 from verse 20 to 24 and finish this part. Chapter 46 from verse 20 to 24. Then said he unto me, this is the place where the priest shall boil the trespass offering and the sin offering, where they shall bake the meat offering. And meat offering is bread. It's not flesh. When they say meat offering, that's when they say flesh, it's meat, but it's what we call meat. But when they say meat, it's really bread. They shall bake the meat offering, and they bear them not out into the outer court to sanctify the people. Then he brought me forth into the utter court and caused me to pass by the four corners of the court. And behold, in every corner of the court there was a court. And in the four quarters of the court there were four courts joined by 40 cubits long and 30 broad. These four corners were of one measure. And there was a row of building round about them four, and it was made with the boiling places, that is, place where they boil the flesh, under the rows about. Then said he unto me, These are the places of them that boil, where the ministers of the house shall boil the sacrifice of the people. So when they get ready to eat the meat, why did they boil the meat? Because in boiling the meat, you want to make sure what? All the blood is out of the meat. That's how you make sure all the blood is out of it. You boil it. That's how you do it. And you might even put a little salt in the water, but you boil it and all the blood is out. Then you could turn around and cook it. You can season it. You can do what you want with it, but you have to boil it first. Everybody got that? Testing 1, 2, 3. So when my wife gets ready to make some food, she get ready to make some clean meat, whichever the meat is, except for the fish. Once you cut the guts and stuff out, the fish, that's clean. But in terms of either the cattle or in terms of the turkey, in terms especially the chicken and the cattle, if you're going to eat that, or the lamb, you want to make sure it's boiled. Or goat, you want to make sure it's boiled. And even in Jamaica, where I come from, it's just because the people in Jamaica basically come from West Africa, which they're Hebrews, and they eat curry goat, and they boil it. That's what they naturally do. They do the same thing in West Africa. It's what we've always done. They just don't realize you didn't. That's what you've done. That you got that from your Father in heaven. You're supposed to boil the meat. Boil it, get all the blood out of it. Make sure you're not eating the blood. Everybody got that? Praise the Most High Yah.